Alright, so the Wilds expansion trailer is either already out by the time of uploading this, or about to come out in a day or so I thought I'd give my own personal Wilds expansion wishlist, while including some viewer submissions from my Blue Sky and Twitter. I tried to divide this up into gameplay elements, monsters, and just a couple little small categories, because I had a few interesting ideas for both, and I didn't want to just mash them all together like a 5-year-old with Play-Doh. If you want to see some more kinds of videos like this for whatever's after Wilds, or a possible Stories 4 roster, then by all means, let me know by subscribing and leaving a comment below. Now for the gameplay elements, I got the first submission from Blue Sky, including some more monsters with unique arenas within areas that are connected to the normal map, like a smaller, quieter enclave within the forest for a possible Chameleos appearance. Thanks to Nora Gestalt on Blue Sky for the suggestion. Honestly, I think this could be a really neat inclusion, especially if you have areas like the Juwu or Lalabarina nests that really complement the monster visually. Seeing all the dangling eggs in Juwu's nest, or how visually stunning Lala's area is, makes me want a bunch more areas like this in the expansions locale. Another one from Blue Sky, a house. Honestly, I would love some form of house, or at least being able to customize your own room on the ship you got here on, but I feel like it doesn't necessarily fit the way Wilds presents its areas. There's also a way of handling this by letting us customize the inside of the tents a little more, like adjusting the bedding, furniture, and maybe allowing us to display some endemic life in the background somehow. So honestly, depending on how they handle it, it could probably work, but it is a bit of a disappointment that it doesn't have it. Now to cover some of my own requests, I personally think the herd mechanic just needs more of a variety of monsters that can have it. I know the Apexes can't really do this, but something like a herd of Quematriss or Rathalos and Rathian sometimes being found in the same area together would be a really interesting way of expanding upon it. It also adds upon the system of making your own quests in the field and allows for more variety within those environments, so it could be a really, really fun thing. I don't know why this wasn't in at launch. I also think that there could be a system with the Argosy where you could get the non-Guardian armor parts for the variant exclusive monsters in Wilds, like either plain Odogaron or non-Guardian Ebony Odogorons, similarly to how games like 4U used to have ways to trade for monster parts that didn't necessarily appear in the roster. I would love that to come back, but this is maybe a compromise here. Oh, actually, we have one more reply to add, and this time it's from Dizzy. You know what? Fair. And now for what I assume most of you are here for, my own monster wish lists. I divided this part up for elders, for you returning monsters, and possible guardian variants, and just a general wish list while mixing in some requests here and there, just to prevent some crossover. So now for the elder dragons. I like the idea of Wilds keeping the elder dragons on a more reserved side. Like, base game Wilds only has one, and even then GOG was added through a title update. Like, we know Shaggy's a shoo-in, but this is really cool. If they do use the expansion to go all in on elders though, I just hope it's not Kushala, Teostra, and Kirin, along with a handful of new ones. I think it's time to give them a break, and they could use some more of the less often appearing ones, and just give them a massive overhaul to their fights due to them not appearing in New World. If at all, like regular Valstrax, Yamasukami, Narkarkos, or even a revised Lao fight. Or, since they've shown a few times now that they aren't shy of taking monsters from Frontier, they could pull from it to get something like Kurasu Pesu, Gossara Basara, or Ruka Diora. Since they all have elements to their fight that could work within Wild's elements, they could even incorporate some of their Zenith's moveset similarly to how they handled Mizu and Soulseer if they wanted to. This also extends to possibly honoring more deviants, like if they added into Diabolos, adding in a mechanic where if you break its horn, it can go into Bloodbath, etc, etc. It just depends on how well they can work it in. That's really my main want with elders from Wilds. Just no more Teostra, Kushala, and then Kirin gets in because of Uma Musume, and also because it's a very unconventional monster design. Now, to get into the 4U segment, we all know at this point that Wilds is just 4U2 with its characters, more focus on gore through the high rank, and even it seems to skew into its choices for title updates, like adding Gog Mazios as the final title update. So I would be lying if I said I didn't want a few 4U monsters to get in with Wilds expansion, like Celtis, Kechawacha, Najarala, but that also brings up Dalamadur. I see Naja and Dala as two sides of the same coin, since they use similar skeletons for their animations due to both being snakes. Basically, my vision is, if either one gets added, the other's most likely waiting in the shadows for a later reveal or a title update in Dalamadur's case. Putting those two aside though, the main 4U returners I would want would probably be Celtis, Kecha, and maybe Monobolos to replace Diabolos, though that one I don't have as much heart in as the rest. Now, we all know that we're getting more Guardians in the expansion. It's the most obvious thing. It'd be stupid of them to just drop that mechanic after the base game. So here's where I think them adding in the more expected or repetitive choices would work best, at least with the assumption that there will be a handful of new ones from the newer monsters being added in as well. With the trend I'm noticing of returning monsters' guardian form being of their variants like Gulgur or G-Ebony, honestly I think this is where we could get a guardian brute Tigrex if he had to be in, though that could be exchanged with Molten. I personally hate them both, but it'll appease the angry mobs. I also think this is where like a G Red Kezu or Baleful Giganox could make their modern appearances, especially since they've pushed regular Kezu so much in the spin-offs and portable titles. And finally, this is such an unrealistic choice here honestly, but possibly something like a G Guardian Stygian or a G Lucian as a way to add in the more popular monsters while still giving the base ones a break from being in so many entries back to back to back. I'm fine with Zinogre. I just have a bit of beef with him because he's in every fucking game since Portable 3rd. Now that I've singled out 4U from this list, let's just cover the rest of the series returning regular monsters I want to see. This is probably going to be a bit more rapid fire of a listing since I have a small handful, but you'll enjoy it, whatever. A Cantor instead of Tigrex. This one particularly might be my own bias, but I think we can give Tigrex a break from this game and give a Cantor a title and a new appearance, you know? It's been a while. Unkelos could also stand to get a bit of love as well, even though I only fought it once in 4U and wasn't too crazy about it. I just think with Wilds it could really work. Zamtrios as well, a lot more of a for me pick, but I missed him so much in Whirl and Rise, and I just want that stupid inflating shark back. Just free him from Stories Hell, please. He's not even in Stories 3. Just please. Yamasukami. Now, I'm not personally too invested in him, but I did get a few replies wanting him back. They could design a unique arena for him in the Ruined Kingdom beside the Ice Shard Cliffs. That could pay an homage to his old fight while still allowing for some new ways to handle him and new mechanics. He's in Stories 3, so it's not like they hate putting him in games. Malfestio is probably a less popular choice, but it's more for how much I like its armor than anything, as well as being the only actual bird monster to look like a bird, an owl specifically. Duramboros could be another solid contender because it hasn't been in a game since Gen U, and it seems to be a well-loved monster, maybe overall, but with however they handle the new environment, he could fit right in. Bonbaro. This is honestly just because I'm Canadian and like seeing monsters that fall into a more unique look than just the regular looks for the monster classes, but hey, he could be kind of fun. And I think for the end of my own personal requests, I'd want us to get some other variant of Fatalis than just plain old Fatalis. It's up to them if they want to do old or crimson or do a new variant for some reason, but just for the sake of changing things up, I just think I'd rather either old or crimson than just regular old Fatalis. It's getting a bit tired. I know he's not in Rise, which is crazy, but just something new, please. And honestly, I think that's about it. Obviously, this is going in knowing nothing about the possible new environment or any newcomers or variants based off the current Wilds cast, but I thought it'd just be kind of fun to break up the monotony of me working on these weapon videos for something small and light that you guys can discuss with each other. Feel free to do that in the comments, and don't kill each other, please. That's probably my one goal with this, is don't kill each other. Please.